right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Kakwadash. Double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessing salutation to the hopeful lake out there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah. Pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the hopeful like the believers and listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bashim Al Shai. And what I want to get into, all right, today, is staying coachable, staying coachable within the truth, okay? And, if you're, from the sports world, all right, play sports, or a spectator of sports, you might hear, this term coachable, okay? Certain players, okay, being coachable, and certain players being not. And we want to remain, coachable, all right, in the truth, okay? And I want to get that word coachable and go into what it means. Now, this is a Google definition, and it says coachable. It says capable of being easily taught and trained to do something better. Okay, reading it again. Capable of being easily taught and trained to do something better. Okay, so I want to get one more. Okay, yeah, let's get this one too. All right, it says and this is coachability. It says an individual's willingness and ability to seek, be receptive to, and act on constructive feedback to drive individual development and improve performance. Okay? And one of the things about this truth, you have a thing of off-camera development that we all are continually going through. No matter, how many lessons, we're able to do, no matter how many, breakdowns we have under our belt, that we can go through off top of the head. Okay. How fluent, we are in the Hebrew. Okay. There's always things, that we have to continue to do to improve our performance. And as we come into this thing, as young men, as babes in the spirit, okay, that's why you have your spiritual big brothers, all right, in the camps, you have your spiritual fathers, through the apostles and elders, that are rearing us up, and there's always things, okay, that we're going to have to constantly make adjustments on, in our day to day, all right, to become better at our profession. As the elder Bun, he goes into, all right, the 10%, which what we doing on camera, is about, 10%, give or take, each brother's life. Okay. And then we have, the majority of our life is lived off camera. Okay. Which we have to apply, self-government, to the other 90%, okay, of our life, that's off camera. Okay. And it's an ongoing thing. Okay. And I'm saying we're all subjugated to remaining coachable, okay, in the spirit, okay, into wise counsel, okay, and into self-government to continue to get better in this thing, man, for the long haul. All right. So let's get some precepts that go into that. Now let's get Sirach 37 and 27. It says, my son, prove thy soul and thy life, and see what is evil for it, and give not that unto it. Because as as men, with there's particular things, that because prove goes into try. Okay, and naturally as we go through life, there's different things we're going to try. There's different, brothers may go through different jobs, different diets, go through different, phases of hanging out or whatever it might be. As men, we're going to try particular things out, while we're in the truth, you know. So as we're trying different things out, we go through life, and just naturally going through different phases. All right, as men, we have to be honest with ourselves and be like, look, I can't function, okay, with this. Like, this is evil to me, you know. There are certain things that can be evil to us. It's not a sin. Those Zahab always goes into that. It might not be necessarily a sin, but it's evil. It can be evil unto us. It can be bad unto us, man. It can put us through bad times. Okay? And there's different things, as you could read the verse 28. It said, for all things are not profitable for all men, neither have every soul pleasure in everything. Okay? So as we are constantly maturing in this thing, the Lord is requiring more of us, in order for us to operate in our full capacity. We have to identify what's profitable unto us and what's evil unto us, man. All right, and the things that are evil, either we're going to have to limit it, all right, put certain restrictions on it, or cut it out altogether, and that decision, all right, should be made based on the results that we get, the patterns that we're seeing, and the things that are profitable unto us. Those are the things that we should be leaning towards. We should lean into those things that are profitable for us, within this walk, and it's all about, just being developed in this thing, man. Okay. And it gets to a point to where, we begin to self-develop. Training wheels come off and we begin to self-develop. Okay. And that doesn't mean that we're beyond, okay, the correction, of another brother. Okay. But the majority of the time, all right, as we mature in this thing, it gets to the point to where we learn how to self-develop, and the scriptures go into that. All right. So let's get that. 1 Corinthians 11:31, it says, for if we will judge ourselves, we should not be judged. Okay. So we'll get to the point to where, as we mature in this thing, because see, the true one thing about this truth, as the Lord raised up his men to teach, one thing about it, we begin to learn a lot about ourselves, as we, embark on this journey, okay, to salvation, we begin to learn a lot, about our own individual self, learn our weaknesses, learn our strengths, okay, learn, our particular character flaws, okay, and then we begin to make adjustments, okay. So as we, constantly go through this pattern of proving ourselves and removing things and, adding things and making those adjustments, learning ourselves. Okay, this is a war. Okay, this is a war, man, and the main war, all right, that gonna be continual is the war with ourselves, man. That's why we have to know ourselves. Okay, you go into, the art of war. One of the main two things is knowing self and knowing the enemy. Okay, well, in the truth, man, we can be our own worst enemy. So knowing ourself is knowing the enemy. Okay, because ourself, in the flesh, is enemy. Okay, and ourself in the spirit, okay, that's all right. Was propelling us to salvation. Okay, so we make adjustments to give the spirit man the upper hand, man. Okay, in this ongoing war. Okay, this is 1 Corinthians 11:31. Reading again says, I read in NLT, said, but if we should examine ourselves, we would not be judged by the Most High in this way. Verse 32. But when we are judged, we are chastened of the Lord, that we should not be condemned with the world, man. So if the Lord is chastening us or, speaking to us through brethren, it might be a lesson that we see. And Lord, speaking to us through a brethren we cut. Okay, that's the Lord, chastening us, being hands-on with us so we can be preserved from his wrath. you know? One thing about, nigga culture, everyone walks around, with this main character syndrome and these egos, okay, of being above correction. Okay? And one thing about, all right, nigga culture, which comes from the matriarch, is, that's a major trait that comes from that matriarch, is that, being offended at correction. Okay? And that's something that, we can't beat. We have to remain coachable in this thing, man. And it's all for better performance, man. It's all for our benefit. Okay? Now, let's go from there. I want to get this account, okay, in the book of St. John. All right, 21. This is St. John 21:1. It says, after these things, Yahweh showed himself again to the disciples at the Sea of Tiberias, and on this wise showed he himself. Therefore, it says, there were together Simon Peter and Thomas, called Didymus, and Nathanael of Cana in Galilee, and the sons of Zebedee, and two other of his disciples. Simon Peter said unto them, I go a fishing. They say unto him, we also go with thee. They went forth and entered into the ship immediately, and that night they caught nothing. But when the morning was now come, Yahushua stood on the shore, but the disciples knew not that it was Yahushua. Then Yahushua said unto them, children, have you any meat? They answered him, no. And he said unto them, cast the net on the right side of the ship, and ye shall find. They cast therefore, and now they were not able to draw it for the multitude of fishes. Okay? Let's read that last version in the NLT. Said, then he said, John 21:6 in the NLT, then he said, throw out your net on the right hand side of the boat, right hand, and you'll get some. So they did, and they couldn't haul in the net because there were so many fish in it. So that's an account, okay, as we deal with the disciples, and we have to remember, disciples, some of them, that was their career, that was their profession, was fishing. Okay, so if they're fishing and they're not getting any results, okay, you have Yahushua, which they didn't know it was Yahushua off the bat. Okay, they just looked at him as a fellow Israelite man, but he told them, look, cast your net on the other side. Okay, and they did it. All right, and what happened? They got better results, and that came from, it's a spiritual meaning, going to fishing, for the elect. Okay, but you take that, in the practical, there was a time where the disciples, all right, were coachable. Okay, they was willing to listen to new advice, a new perspective, okay, to get better results. You see, they could have been proud and be like, look, we've been fishing all our life, our great granddaddy, started this, profession, and we on third, fourth generation, whatever. They could have, okay, responded with ego, but no, they receive, okay, they receive their new advice, okay, and they yielded better results, okay, and we can never get to the point, all right, to where we're not open to new, wise counsel to get better results, okay, as we're striving, for the mastery, man, okay, so we have to know, how to move in discipline, okay, in certain times for better results. And I say we grow into self-government, but even then, we're still subjugated to remain coachable, because there's we all stand in potential, okay, of missing something, you know, of missing something within ourselves, and get to the point to where hey, we have to be told, okay, and if we're in that situation, the best thing is to remain coachable, man. Now I'm gonna get this in 1 Corinthians 9:24. It says, "Know ye not that they which run in the race run all, but one receiveth the prize? So run that ye may obtain. And every man that striveth for the master is temperate in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, all right, but we an incorruptible." Okay, so let's get this. This word temperate, you know, and the race is against us. Really, when we run in the race, man, we're pretty much trying to outrun the flesh, man. Okay, which is, connected to this society. The spirit is connected to Yahweh Bashem Al Shah. You know? All right, so you get this word in the Greek. Ekratuamai, all right, is to be self-controlled, continent, okay, to exhibit self-government, conduct oneself temporally, man. Okay, and as we mature in this thing, we begin to, exhibit, self-government, man. Remaining coachable even into, our own advice, man. Not ignoring our own, wise counsel, man. And then it's an ongoing thing. We all, going through the same phases. Brothers might be at different points, but we all going through this constant cycle, of developing in the truth, man. And one of the keys is to stay coachable, man. Stay coachable. So let's get that definition again. All right. Coachable. It says capable of being easily taught. Okay. Like a little child, we have shall say be as little children. Capable of being taught and trained to do something better. Okay. Capable of being taught or trained to do something better. Okay. So that's the point. Lord will. All right, you brothers. All right, and you sisters was edified. Till next time, I say shalom.